is Carly, and welcome to my May Currently Inked review. What I usually do is that I show pages from my manuscripts or sometimes from my journals to give you sort of a bigger writing sample. I'm sorry that there's so much. Let's see if I can know, but such sharp shadows on the page. It's really miserable and grim outside, so I'm sort of trying to make the best of the light that I have. It's weird. It's always either it's too sunny or it's too dark. And then I usually rate my sort of the pens that I had inked up for sort of legibility, the ink, and now I need to check, because last time I didn't do it because it was just such a great lineup that it didn't make sense to do any ratings. Let me just see. Yeah, so I did ink flow and legibility. And I think because there's so many here, I actually didn't pull out the pens. Everything went in. Let me see how I actually could do it out. Yeah, I think I can put the pens because some of them I have in my bag at the moment. Oh, sorry for knocking that. Everything's very small. So I need to take out this one and this one and the rest. As you can see, I'm not haven't really thought this through, but we're getting there. And so all of these are now empty. So I've cleaned up because I did my May Currently Ink quite early. Most of them, I think all of those pens are now uninked. Yeah, because I had like a weird productive sprint at the end of it, and then cleaned them all out. So masses of pens. Okay, I'll try and get some sort of system in here. So the first ink that I had was inked up in my Jinhao 20 Celestial Jade with a fine nib, and that is J. Avant Vert Leaf. And I'd say the ink is definitely a 10. So sort of ink flow and legibility. The flow was good. I'd say a 9 because sometimes I think it's because the converters in the Jinhao 20s are so very small. Sometimes it's difficult to, legibility, let's say a 7. Because, so this is the first sample that I'm showing you. It's okay. What I did was that I usually did the first, the last in the first series of page of a chapter. So I didn't have a full spread of this ink. That was the idea. Obviously, because there's so many of them this time. So that was this one. So a really, really good combination. Then the next one was a custom mix of mine. So to recap, this May Currently Inked is of double the amount of pens that I had before in my Currently Inked, and it was sort of a freeze frame. So what have I inked right now in all of my pens, without a certain theme. And then it turned out that actually the colors, they coordinate quite well. So this is the Jinhao 82 Lily of the Valley. I think it's a 2026 special color. It's a green pen, and I'm very attracted to green pens. And I had my custom mix olive tea in it, which is a mix between two Jacobin inks, Vert Olive, this one, and L'Idité. And I'd say I really like the ink. Give it a 9. It's sort of a bit like, sort of my attempt at the baby poop green. The flow was good, so 9. The legibility, I'd give it an 8. So yeah, this is a sample spread with, it has a beautiful shading, I must say. I try when I mix inks to do it within the brand. I will try and get a bit more experimental with those, but yeah, I'm a bit hesitant. Then for the next ink, this is Robert Oster Earth in my Dense Neptune Shelley pen. And for this one, I need to go to my journal because this is one of the pens that I don't take out of the house. So, yeah, it's living in the house. And I really love this. I don't think if I sort of write more than headings, the stub nib that's on the pen is very sort of conducive to, you can't really read my handwriting really well, but for journaling, that's fine. And I'd say, the ink, I think I'm giving the ink an 8 because it's beautiful, but I had hoped that with the stub nib that we would get a bit more of the reddish tones, and that aren't really. It's very well named. It reminds me of clay, you know, when you're doing pottery. And then the flow was totally great. That was a 10. And the legibility, I'd also say as an 8. Then, let's see. Going to the Parker Jotter. Let's just try to be in frame. With Diamine Green Umber. And this has a medium nib on it, and it's actually quite a dry pen, which is, I only really realized like when I started using other pens, because I think the Parker Quink ink is quite wet and other inks obviously aren't as much, so I didn't really understand that the Parker was quite a dry writer, but with Diamine Green Umber, it really brought out the lovely shading, and sort of, I think Green Umber can be, in a really well pen, can be a much darker ink, but I paired it deliberately with the Parker to bring out all the different sort of colors in the green, and I think that worked out really well. So for this one, I love the ink. It's one of my current favorite inks. The ink flow, because of the dryness of the Parker, are sort of an 8 for me. And then the legibility is a 9. Then I did actually take this one out. Okay. And we have another Jinhao 82 for Rohan Klingner's Blue-Eyed Mary, which was a fantastic combination. The sort of mustard yellow with the blue really, really I don't know, something worked for me with that combination. Um, and I was say that this is an ink that doesn't really come out correctly on camera. It's a tiny bit more green leaning than you would usually think in person. And because I'm much more a teal than a blue person, this was, yeah, this was a great surprise. I really love this. This Jinhao has a medium nib and the flow is amazing. I think I refilled this 3 times in the time that I used it, but I think now I'm ready for something else. So I gave the ink a 10, the flow a 10, and the legibility, let's say 9. So like top scores all around, really. Then I had, see, you're not supposed to roll, you have a clip. So, and then I had my transparent maple. I have no idea, this was a little freebie with an order from AliExpress, but it's a really nice little pen. It has a clear feed. And I had it inked up quite for a long time with Dominant Industry Maple. And I think that's sort of that's also the ink. I think it somehow belongs to this pen. I had it in another Jinhao before. That was also a much drier writer, and that didn't really work well because maple is actually quite a dry ink. But this little pen can handle that really well. You see, I've marked my pages here. It has a lovely shading. This is the type of red I can get behind. I think that's definitely still my favorite red. I'm going to do like an ink favorite by Color Family video, and this is one of the favorites. So the ink is a 10. The flow was an 8 because, as I said, it's quite a dry ink, and the legibility, I think it's sort of a 7, sort of in the same region as the Verleaf, really. Then we come to the punchy one. I had this in this little Jinhao 82 Mini as sort of a highlighter ink for more of my everyday carry journal. But I actually had like 1 or 2 pages in my sort of evening journal where I used it. And yeah, this is one of the pages. And you can see it's really, really bright, but it's so fun. And yeah, I was quite surprised that I actually quite enjoyed using it. So I would say the ink is an 8 because it is fun, but it's actually not really my color. Then the flow was fine, it's a 9, and the legibility also go with a 7. And then we had the Kaweco Pakeo in Iridescent Pearl with a medium nib, and I had this inked up with Diamond Amaranth, which was an amazing pairing. Absolutely will do that again. Let me just find a sample page for you. And this one, I definitely wrote dry. Yeah, such a fun sort of magenta-y purple. love this, and the flow in the Pacquiao was really good. So let's give this the ink a 10. It's so bright and lovely, sort of the right kind of bright for me. The flow was a 10, and the legibility, let's say a 9. Then comes my Black Robin pens in the Grand Aria model, and this is one that is another home pen. So I didn't really use it. Let's see, where did I put the thing? Outside of the cottage, staying near my desk. But it's such a lovely, sort of very muted, very almost like chocolate milk brown. Yeah, justy like that. And the pen is wonderful. I'd say, so the ink, I'd give it an 8. It's not sort of my favorite kind of brown, but the flow was amazing, so 10. And then the legibility, let's say an 8. And the very last pen in the lineup is a little Jinhao. It's not a 996, it's a 992. And a fine nib is one of their really affordable pens, but I think they write amazing. This has a fine nib on it, and I had Diamine Autumn Oak in it, and it worked really, really well. Love this combination. I just need to find it now. That's always the problem. I mark quite a few pages, and then I show you different ones because I come onto them quicker, and then I get myself confused with all the things that I marked. There it is. And for me, this is a lovely sort of orangey brown ink. I think it's definitely like in the ballpark of inks that I want to use again and again and again. So I'm glad that I have like a 30 milliliter bottle of it, but absolutely something that I'll look at for autumn. Everything's... so just push this up. So I really like the inks, give it a 9. The flow was really good, also give it a 9 because it's not really, really wet, but it's well flowing. And the legibility, give it an 8 as well. So you see, like 10 pens. And I'd say sort of 8 is usually is usually more my happy number. When I have them heavily themed, probably more sort of 6-ish, but then I will usually have a few other ones inked up anyway. So, and this was sort of like a time stop now, and how many pens do I have inked up, and this is the result of it. And June will look a bit different. I'm thinking of doing a theme for that one, but not quite sure yet. So thank you so much for being here while I review my ink usage, my pen usage. If that was interesting, just drop me a line. Let me know what combination you liked, or what was your favorite combination this month. And then I'll see you soon for the June currently inked.